Hi curls, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to get these really cute Pop Smoke inspired braids. So if you want to see how I did this one, make sure you watch to the end. So for this style, I'm actually starting off with an old silk press. I went to the hairdresser about 3 weeks ago, and at the moment my hair is still straight because I haven't washed it, but literally it's on its last legs now. So I thought, why not just use it while it's straight and do a style like this. So if your hair is not straight, you want to make sure you blow dry it first. It's just going to make it a little bit easier to braid. I'm just starting off with the very front part of my hair, just braiding as normal, and then when I get to the end, that is when I'm starting to add the hair in. The hair I've used today is some leftover Xpression hair, and for one of my braids I used the passion twist hair because I ran out of hair basically, so I had to just use what I had. But for the majority of it, it is Xpression hair. That's probably going to be the easiest thing to use because it is straight as well and it won't tangle as much. As you can see now, I'm getting to the end of the braid, so I'm going to start adding the hair. I actually add the hair over the braid. It just makes it a little bit easier to braid into your hair. And I do this just because, number one, I find it really hard to cane row and add hair from the top, and two, I don't really want the cane rows to be too thick. So if you want to just keep them kind of thin, just add from the ends of the hair and then braid downwards. Now you can see me just repeating the same process on the other side. When you are doing these partings at the beginning, just make sure that it goes in line with the front of your ear, just to create the right look. And when I do this, I always make sure I comb forwards, and it just makes it a little bit easier when you're grabbing the hair into the braid, just so the hair's going in the right direction. I'm just putting the Cantu Oil Moisturiser on my parts. I know this is something that you shouldn't really do, but because I'm not at home, I need to oil my scalp some way and keep it moisturised. So I've just put it on my scalp and through the lengths of my hair throughout the whole process.
Jay Netic, you scorched it.
So here's how I did the back of my hair. It was really difficult to part, so I ended up using a handheld mirror and looking in my actual mirror to do the parts as best as I could. But for the cane rows, I switched the technique up a little bit and I did the conventional cane rowing technique, and it turned out all right, to be honest. It wasn't as neat as it could be, but I was happy with how it turned out. So I just did that for the most part, and then when it got to me putting the hair in, I turned around and just flipped the braid and did it the normal way, just so I could get the right technique, because it was a little bit hard for me to do not looking at it. So I'm just on my last braid. This is the last one, and I unfortunately had to switch the hair because I ran out of hair, and I was using the passion twist braiding hair instead of the Xpression hair. The main difference is that this one is a little bit trickier to install because it's curly and it's not straight, so it gets tangled easily, as opposed to the Xpression hair, which is smooth and straight. So I wouldn't recommend doing this one if you was to use this style, but I had to use it unfortunately because it was either that or using a mixed blonde packet, which I didn't really want to do for the last one.
So this is the final result. I actually put some mousse on the top, wrapped it in a headscarf and went to bed just to flatten the top down a little bit because there was a few bits sticking out. I redid some of the lengths of the hair just because I found that with my hair being straight and it recently being cut really blunt, it was coming out of the braids and it was quite hard for me to tuck in my ends. So I had to just redo a bit of it, use some more of the edge control like all the way down my hair to make sure I got the ends in, but I know you can see that some of it is still like coming out a little bit, but hopefully I'll get better with time and practice. This is the first time of me doing this, so fingers crossed next time I'll get the hang of it and just be a little bit better and cleaner with the overall outcome of it. But here's what it looks like. The back was probably the hardest bit for me to do because obviously I couldn't see it and I couldn't part it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Until next time, I will see you in the next one.